In studio, as promised, I've got Ruth LaAntra and Bryan Andrew Wilson. Hi, guys.
Hi. What's up? What's
y'all.
up?
Y'all know I love y'all, right?
Listen,
Bryan.
We love you.
I love you back, for real.
We go back, man. And then, of course, Ruth, I've known your dad for years and years and years, and excited to have you in studio. This last record, in fact, we're going to get started. Let's get started with Kingdom. We'll go back so folk will know exactly who you are, and then we'll have you come back and introduce your new song. So I've got both artists in studio. We're going to start with Ruth LaAntra. We're going to come back and share some new music from her, and then we're going to talk more with you, Bryan.
Absolutely.
All right, and we'll come back and share new music with you. But y'all remember this one from Ruth LaAntra. It's from the same project. It's called Kingdom on Praise. And you heard Kingdom from Ruth LaAntra, but she's got a brand new song. Ruth, girl, how in the world? I mean, you stepped out on boldness.
I really did, seriously.
Single.
I wasn't going to do it. But shout out to Anthony Brown and Justin Savage. They pushed me to do this song.
Wow.
I told him he needed to do it on his album, but he said, I hear you on this song, and I hear your voice. You remind me of Kim McFarlane back in the day, and you have to do it. So I stepped out on faith.
So I was talking to your dad, because, of course, we're 30 years in. He's 30 plus years in, and you were like 2 when this record came out.
I was just born. It came out in 1992. I was born in 1992.
So what do you know about it? So what made you, I mean, are you a Kim McFarlane fan? Because I know you grew up in the business.
That was actually my first time hearing Kim McFarlane sing.
Shut your mouth and get out the studio.
Right.
That's your first time?
That was my first time, and I fell in love with her. I fell in love with the song.
So you went back and found For the Good of Them.
Oh, yeah.
Every song.
I found all of it. I found all of it.
Yes.
Yeah, so.
And how do you not know Kim and you sound so much?
I know. That's the same thing
but that's God,
asked myself.
Right? That's authentic, because it's like you're not trying to mimic anybody. Then.
And you know, when Anthony introduced me to the song, I went back and listened to her, and I said I want to keep the original sound of the song in itself, but add Ruth LaAntra to it. And so you can't really mess up a classic and take it all out the limb. Yeah. So I try to stay with it and just add me to it.
That's pretty wise.
Yeah.
All right. You did a great job with it.
Thank you.
I'm gonna tell you, the first time I heard it, we were preparing for our Spirit of Praise celebration. And I was live on air, and our sales manager, Karen Jackson, and I said, Karen, somebody redid In My Name. Listen. So we was all like geeked, and Rob was looking at us like, what is going on? Then I realized it was you. I was like, come on, Ruth. All right, so introduce the song to the city. Come on.
Whatever you want, whatever you need, God has it for you. This is my brand new single, In My Name.
Ruth LaAntra in studio, and I am in here cutting up. Because if I could sing in my head, I would be singing like Ruth LaAntra.
No.
Girl, I just called Wayne Waller. I had to call everybody. Y'all hear this?
I'm weak here.
Girl, that is so awesome.
Thank you.
You did that justice. And again, you know, you were right about that. If you do a remake, you don't want to stray too far away. Right. But you definitely do want to give it your spin on it. You did that.
Thank you.
You did that. We are geeking in here with this great gospel music. And it's out everywhere because it's on the Kingdom album, right?
Yes, it is available everywhere.
Girl, that's the first. Okay, I'm going to breathe just a little bit because I'm geeking. But yeah, if I could sing.
Go ahead, Cheryl.
But God knew not to give me that gift, Ruth, because I would be so big head, walk around. I would be walking in the studio singing. I would be opening the mic.
Well, you can always sing.
Bryan, I'd be singing my break.
Right.
Okay. Singing my break.
Changing the jingle every day, right?
They would have let me go a long time ago.
But that'd be dope, though.
Yeah. No.
That would be really dope.
Yeah, no. But listen. Ruth LaAntra's In My Name is so absolutely dope. You guys download the whole record because you singing, sis.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I tried.
Listen,
I tried.
That's why God gave you that gift and not me. Because if I sang like you.
No, but sure you can sing. You fronting.
No,
you
I'm not.
can sing.
No, I'm not fronting.
You really can't sing for real.
I'm in a group and both people singing the right note on both sides of me. Will I be able to pick up?
Okay.
I love it. Coming back, we're going to talk with Bryan Andrew Wilson. He's in studio too, and he's got new music, so stick around on Praise 104.1. And not only is Ruth LaAntra in studio, I told you Bryan Andrew Wilson is also here. That's like my all-time favorite. I say that every time you come.
Yo.
Because, it's so clean and clear, the vocals, the production. You don't hide behind any production elements. It's just straight piano.
It's just straight piano and vocals, and that was really the intent of the song. so it can give that atmosphere of this is me talking, this is my testimony, almost in the sense you're in prayer, you're by yourself, and this is my true essence of who I am. So that was what we wanted to come across, and I'm glad that it did.
Yeah,
I'm glad that it did.
It did. You know that I say that every time. It's one of my all-time favorite, and I'm gonna always play it when
Thank
you
you
come.
so much. Thank you so
you've
much.
Got a brand new single. I'm gonna hit this classic from Timothy Wright. We'll come back and let you introduce that. All right.
Sounds great.
All right. Coming up next, Bryan Andrew Wilson. Right after this. Bryan Andrew Wilson with Every Beat of My Heart. Brand new music there. I appreciate you bringing that to us, brother. Really great music. Listen, you said DC was all over this track, right?
All over this track. I'm telling you, I am DC bonafide.
Yes.
We had an artist that was on there doing background that was managed by Jeremiah Hicks. We had Amos St. John, who did the production on it, as well as a couple of members from Evangel Cathedral who did background on there. So I just really wanted to embody the DC family in it. And so when it came across with this worship feel, I wanted to do something that expressed that part of my life, towards God. And that's where the song really was birthed from. Just me worshiping God, just me loving God. And I wanted that element. I kind of like that rock, open garage sound, just a free open sound. And that's what we try to produce in this track.
A lot heavy guitar, I hear a lot of lead guitar, and you're right. We were talking offline how this is great for some praise and worship where folk can just grab a hold of this in their church. And I can see this kind of going and on and on and on and on.
Yeah, that drive, especially, I love you, I love you, I love you. Yeah. And I feel like that's where the body of Christ is now. I think that's what God is looking for. It's not a specific sound, but it's a relationship, right? Yeah. And I think sometimes tradition gets in the way of how we love God. And when you love God enough, I think you will have that standard erected between the two of you, where it's not about what you can't do or what you can do. It's what you want to do. You want to please him, so you don't want to do anything wrong. And so this is kind of what that song is talking about. That's where my life is, even at this time. It's just full of love all the way around. My love for God, my love in personal life. And so the music that I'm producing has that element, has that tone on it right now.
I like it. Yeah. I like it. So you're in Atlanta now still?
Yeah, I have a residence in Atlanta.
Okay.
Holding on to my DC license.
Oh, I know that's right. Because anytime you get that, once in DC, always in DC. I love that.
Yes, absolutely.
I love it. So tell the folk where to find this single.
This single can be found on iTunes as well. It comes from the project The 1% that actually had Turning Away on it and Even Victory, which has like a go-go vibe on it. So it comes from that project, but it can be found on iTunes. You can hit me up on my website or any of those things like that. Wherever you can get your media outlet for music from, you can definitely find it.
Right. And the website is bryanandrewwilson.com?
Yes, bryanandrewwilson.com. And of course, Facebook is Bryan Andrew Wilson. That's BRYAN, Bryan Andrew Wilson, as well as Instagram is Bryan Andrew Wilson. And I'm on Twitter at I am Bryan Wilson, where you can get a hold of me and get a hold to the music.
I love it. Ruth, thank you for coming, sister. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
And so tell everybody where to find you, too. I know we talked about where to get the music, but how can everybody stay connected to you?
I am on all social media at Ruth LaAntra, RUTHLAONTRA.
All right. You put in Ruth LaAntra, is going to show up. I promise you. All right. Thank you guys so much for coming.
Thank you.
I love y'all. I was looking forward to you guys being here, and I'm always excited to have you in studio. Support them, guys. Go get their music. As you can hear, is super dope. Praise 104.1. We've got more to come up in the 2 o'clock hour. In fact, I've got inspirational lifestyles up next on Praise.